Hi everyone, my name is Gian-Luca Savino and I'm a PhD student at the University of Bremen. Today I will tell you about our paper Point Me in the Right Direction, Understanding User Behavior with Ask the Crowflies Navigation. This is joint work with Meyer, Schade, Thora Tenbrink and Johannes Schöning. Let's jump right in. In the last 2 decades, satellite navigation has revolutionized the way we get from A to B using maps and turn-by-turn instructions. Initially adopted in cars, soon dedicated devices and services were also being developed for other modalities like cycling and walking. However, even though these transportation methods are clearly different, they all use the same turn-by-turn instructions to guide the user. In this paper, we are investigating an alternative navigation method for cyclists, namely Ask the Crowflies navigation. Ask the Crowflies navigation is an increasingly popular navigation method which is already used in commercial products like Beeline, shown here. With Ask the Crowflies navigation, the interface usually just indicates the direction to the destination. This can be done through a screen like in this example, or through other means like, for example, spatial audio. The user is then left alone to make navigation decisions based on this information. To better understand how users will make these decisions, we look at related work. Ask the Crowflies navigation makes use of the least angle strategy developed by Meyer. This strategy says that aiming towards a certain destination, people follow the street which has the least angle deviation to that destination. As mentioned before, the direction to that destination can be conveyed using different means. Related work has explored that Ask the Crowflies navigation can be successfully used with pedestrians using spatial audio and cyclists using vibrating handlebars. We extend this research by looking at screen-based implementations of Ask the Crowflies navigation, and we did so conducting 2 studies. Study 1 establishes a baseline understanding of users using the screen-based Ask the Crowflies navigation method by comparing it against turn-by-turn navigation. For this comparison, we used off-the-shelf applications, namely Google Maps and Beeline. Here you can see the heat maps of the routes of all participants with the corresponding navigation method. Left is turn-by-turn and right is Ask the Crowflies. We found that participants had problems whenever the arrow pointed backwards, which made them unsure whether they were still on the right track. This resulted in them turning around because they thought they were wrong when sometimes they actually weren't. Also, participants got stuck in dead ends and took detours that they were not able to identify as such. Overall, we saw a lack of information and identified these 3 problems with Ask the Crowflies navigation: knowing whether you are still on the right track, knowing whether a street is a dead end, and knowing whether a street is a detour. For the second study, we designed an improved Ask the Crowflies Plus interface which accounts for these situations by informing the user without taking away the decision making. We tested it with 14 participants on the same route as before and compared it against the classical screen-based Ask the Crowflies method. We achieved that participants stopped turning around, make them enter less dead ends, and we made them aware of detours so that participants actually felt comfortable taking them. To summarize, Ask the Crowflies navigation is not trying to be more efficient than turn-by-turn navigation, and it clearly isn't. It gives users just enough information to make navigation decisions by themselves instead of following instructions. However, users sometimes lack crucial information which can result in frustrating situations like turning around or being stuck. Using an improved visual interface, we explore ways of informing the user about these situations without taking away the decision-making. For detailed results and the complete story, please have a look at our paper. Thank you very much for your attention.